What's up, interwebs? Cthulhu the Dark One back with another rant, and this time, you know what? Let's get serious. Let's put the serious hat on. What? No. Okay, anyway, now on to the rant. This is going to be a rant, so sit tight, here we go. Where in the hell is Star Wars Battlefront 3? That's it. That's right. And this video is going to serve two purposes: to inform those who don't know, and well, to hopefully get the word out. And I'll go ahead and say now, normally I appreciate any subs, likes, comments, anything anybody gives me. But for real, if you're watching this, please comment. If you want Star Wars Battlefront 3, I want this to be the official, if no one else has done it, like, hey, the gamers have a voice starting point. So if you want to, if it ends up getting a bunch of views, if it ends up having a ton of comments, like, yes, where's the game, yes, make the game, blah, 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 please post it, copy it, whatever. I don't care. I'm not going to sue you. I don't have whatever. I don't care. So anyway, a little bit of backstory. If you've never played a Star Wars Battlefront game, then I am truly sorry. It's just it's basically like a class-based war game that just takes place in the Star Wars universe. There have been two. And the first one was good. The second one was better. And it's just, you pretty much, if it's like, I remember in the second one, if it's on Naboo, you can either choose. Well, actually, there were two game modes on that one. But anyway, like, fundamentally speaking, it would either be like Rebels versus Empire, and then even in the second one, they had the different eras because of the prequels and the older movies. So you could have Galactic era, Clone Wars era, and you pretty much pick good or bad, and you go at it. And there's like different classes, like snipers, the heavy gunners with the bazookas and stuff, and then there's vehicles, and it's just great. Even if you're not in the Star Wars that much, I think it's a really solid game. Besides the point, I mean, the fact that it is Star Wars does help. You can get in vehicles, you can get in ships. The second one brought about the big space combat stuff, where you had to fight at the outside of a Star Cruiser just as much as you had to land in it and go inside to take it down. Just awesome. It's just one of those things. I really don't understand why there hasn't been a sequel or remake, reboot of the franchise even, people. But, recently, well, not really recently, about 2 weeks so-ish ago, it got revealed, Free Radical, I believe, was solely, or pretty much solely, behind the first two. And the game company that made them, they revealed in an interview, I think I first saw it on Joystick, that in 2008, they pretty much had the game finished. So where is it? Apparently, and I went over this in the weekly, in the round table I did this past week with my buddy, but it's just kind of like, they claim that they pretty much had an alpha build of the game, which if you don't know, it is pretty much done. A little bit of play testing, a little bit of texture checking, and, like just little itty bitty fine tuning, and the game is done. Here you go. Enjoy it. So it's like, well, what happened? Well, apparently, the gaming division of LucasArts, they had a management shift, and like, who's like, oh, hey, you can have this license, blah, 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 sort of thing. And apparently, these management teams didn't feel that at that point in time, to invest the money into an advertising campaign, or an advertising campaign that they would feel would, they had this idea for the advertising campaign, and then they're like, well, it'll cost this much, we don't want to spend this much. So, hey, guess what? Don't ever make the game. That is a load of shit. I'm sorry, period, end of story. That is the biggest load of just crap I've ever heard or read or anything like that. You can't tell me that anything related to LucasArts, Lucasfilm has money issues. I just refuse to accept that. I went over this in the round table, and I don't, it's not George Lucas's fault. I don't think directly he's to blame. He already ruined the movies, but that's a whole other thing. Just, you know, he has different divisions of his company to do this, this, and this. You know, ILM is technically a separate company from LucasArts, even though it's kind of umbrella under sort of thing. But anyway, it's just like, are you fucking kidding me? So, yeah, let's band together. Anyone who wants this game, comment, like I said, put it anywhere. Put it on a Star Wars blog. Put it, just please, get the word out. And I don't know, it's just like with all these Kickstarter programs and all these, you know, like online shooters have kind of become the thing for video games, and it's just like, where is this? Where is like one of the fundamental, what I would consider kings of that genre, you know, slightly behind Battlefield as far as class-based multiplayer goes with vehicles. And it's just like, what, and you know, and not enough money, or not wanting to spend not enough money. It's not the fact that they said they didn't have it. They just chose not to invest into it. And I'm just like, no. And we've seen things. I remember reading Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. Some codebreaker actually found skins and backgrounds and textures for Star Wars. And it's like, and then you do a little bit more research, and I forget whoever made Raccoon City at the moment. It sucked. But anyway, apparently they were basically like a free radical, weren't making the next Battlefront. These people were. But then they made Operation Raccoon City, and then these Star Wars textures and backgrounds are found in the code. Maybe Raccoon City started out as Battlefront. Now, say what you will about Raccoon City, fundamentally, yeah, it did have its problems. But if you look at it from a this might have been Battlefront sort of standpoint, it makes a lot more sense than it being a Resident Evil game. How it plays, how everything moves and stuff like that. And, you know, and back to the whole money thing. I just, you know, I consider myself a Star Wars fan, more old school than new. Prequels, whatever, they exist. You kind of have to acknowledge them as a fan. Not enough money. Are you, or not wanting to invest the money? Are you flipping kidding me? Oh, that hurts my head. You can't tell me a company. Now, I realize it's two different parts of the same thing. But it's like, look, when, you know, I'm also a collector, as you can see from my other videos and, you know, reviews and stuff. And it's just, you can't tell me that a company, you know, I remember when episode 1 was coming back out, and I would go down the toy aisle looking for something completely else. And all I see is reissues. Reissue of all the episode 1 toys with their fancy new Darth Maul packaging. You can't, I refuse to believe that a company that would just blatantly just like, yeah, we still have the molds, let's just remake it and put a new package on it, is like, we have a hit-selling game franchise, nah, we're not going to spend the money to advertise it, nah, whatever. Bullshit. Straight bullshit. So, get the word out. I want the game. I'm sure I can't be the only one. Comment, like I said, put the video wherever if you think it'll help. And like I said before, there's a lot of all these like Kickstarter programs with companies like, hey, if you want the game made, give us money. Now, me personally, I'm horribly unemployed and broke. But, you know, if I had it to give, for Battlefront 3, I would give it. Excuse me. And I just refuse to let this die. So if nothing else, please, please, please let this video be some kind of rally the troops sort of thing for Star Wars Battlefront 3. And maybe we'll see it one day. Who knows? But, you know, until you try to make your voice heard, you can't gripe about it not existing. So this is my effort to rally the troops. So let's get the game made, or at least let people know that we want it as fans. And, yeah. And, I just, Lucas not having money, or any part of Lucas's thing, bullcrap. Just bullcrap.